Good evening and welcome to the LSRL Formula One Round 4 live from Parfitt. I'm James Parfitt, and tonight I'm going to be joined in the booth by the one, the only, the mighty Dean Biggles this evening. And what an absolute epic evening of racing it's going to be. We're live here at Parfitt, 6.213 kilometres, 3.861 miles, 23 turns and a track record of 1:59.291. Now these cars are going faster than that. We are seeing times in practice of a 1:32.04, but it's going to be absolutely incredible. Sit back, grab your popcorn. Don't forget to subscribe, turn on the bells for notifications, give the video a big old thumbs up. We are one subscriber away from 550 subscribers all together this evening. I think it's time now, if hopefully we'll be able to bring in the mighty Dean Biggles into the booth. Good evening, young sir.
Welcome visitors around the world as you fly into Sydney, head west about 3 hours drive. You'll find Bathurst, and we all know how ironic. Australia's biggest race event is about to welcome the world's fastest drivers to tackle one of the world's most challenging circuits. Some have questioned, to drive a Formula One car around here is mad. And can it be done? Others will perhaps prove that, yes, you very well can. The top of the mountain is patiently awaiting for another victim to bring maximum commitment and bravery into this hope, and this will be the time to conquer the almighty mountain. Speed, precision, concentration, and guts is what you need to find something as Lightspeed Racing Formula One Series sparks up another gear for round 4, and it's time for Bathurst. I hope everybody has packed their Vegemite for this action, because you're about to dip and cut into the chase at Murray's before you ride around again to the highway of Hell's Corner. James, you've been to so many races, but surely this one gives you the goosebumps most.
I think the interesting thing about this is the fact that we're going to send the W12 down the mountain. I think overall that's one of the things I'm looking forward to. It is literally going to be seeing how these W12s handle this mountain, because I think, to be honest with you, sir, it's going to be insane. We've seen in practice them hitting it at 7th gear, currently at the moment down to 4th on the way through the dipper, and I can't see this being any different. So stay tuned, folks, because it's going to be incredible here tonight as we watch these cars go heading into this mountain section. We're currently riding on board with Sean Atkins. We've got Matt Miller behind him, I believe, as well. Nathan Graham is heading through the mountain section, and it's going mental. So stay tuned, because it is going to be incredible here this evening, and well, one that's going to be mightily interesting, I think, as this W12 goes racing around Parfitt here for the first time ever this evening, and I think it's one that's going to be mightily interesting here tonight as well. But hopefully Mr. Biggles is sorting his sound out, because apparently we're having slight difficulties here between the two of us. Not quite sure what the problem is, but it is a problem. So we're going to carry on trying to fight the fires in the background and hope for the best here this evening. So stay tuned as we try and nestle and wrestle with the problems that is live TV. So let's see how it pans out. You heard the great intro from the mighty Biggles there as well. He's up and ready for this one as we watch these W12s go through this mountain section with Nathan Graham. So Biggles, you know, we heard your amazing intro. I think it's going to be an exciting one, and I think one that's really going to be interesting to see how they get on here.
Oh, thank you very much, James. I couldn't quite hear everything, but as the old age says, you can't win a race in the first lap, but you certainly lose it into the first corners. It's amazing, the sensation of speed, isn't it? I can't believe you can throw literally a Formula One car around here and like this thing's driving on rails. I haven't seen GT3 cars or V8 supercars roll around the circuit like this up and down the mountain. And they're doing it in extreme speed, aren't they, James? I mean, the pace is just amazing. 132.3 flat almost from Mr. Elliot Borg is the time in practice that looks pretty good for the qualifying session coming up.
Yeah, I think the qualifying is going to be interesting. We've got 15 minutes of qualifying, which will set the grid for the 3-lap sprint race. Then we've got the 5-minute warm-up, and then we are going into the main feature race. 27 laps here this evening. Be ready for this, because this is going to be mental here tonight.
I'm wondering how it's all going to pan out. Softs and mediums and hards, believe it or not, some of the drivers using, but I think you would just be going for the softs and mediums. But then again, Bathurst is not designed for a Formula One car. Yeah, and the walls take absolutely no prisoners. We know that for a fact. Then we change overtaking opportunities. What are you thinking? The quarry after Mountain Straight, that's the second corner. And the classic, you'd have to say the chase, right? 20, 21, 22, that's an overtaking opportunity.
Absolutely, because obviously the DRS is down this straight as well. So I think from their point of view, it's going to be incredible. Surely Matt Miller's not going to jump it.
Oh, wow! You mean not jump it?
He tried.
Mate.
He tried.
He's just converted the Southern Hemisphere into the Northern Hemisphere for trying to do that one. Unbelievable.
He had a go, but unfortunately didn't quite work out for Matt Miller there, but fair play to him for trying. I think that's 10 out of 10 for giving it props and having a go, but we are going into qualifying. 15 minutes of quali, and we're up and running here, Biggles. And what do we expect from quali, do you reckon?
You know, guys know that the bathroom flows the other way, right? When you flush the toilet? Yeah. So, yeah. What do you expect for qualifying? I have absolutely no idea, mate, because I've never seen a Formula One car go around the mountain before.
No.
Welcome along to light speed racing.
No, me neither. I know there was a lot of discussion about this track selection, right? And there was a lot of intuitive responses, should we say, from people within the league. Like, you know, Ryan, who's the league admin, was literally sit back, go, we've got to bar first, we've got to bar first, we've got to bar first. And Joseph, who's the league owner, was sitting there going, I can't believe you talked me into giving you bar first. I can't believe you talked me into giving you bar first. And Ryan was like, no, we're going to bar first. I can make it through. We can all make it through. And to be fair, practice has been pretty clean, hasn't it? You know, they've all made it through here tonight. And as we see Jay Smart moving through again.
We'll find that qualifying session's on. Exactly. Now it's time for the mountain to conquer, or somebody to conquer the mountain. Either way, it's all a matter of making your way around the tricky circuit. Of course, 23 of those corners, similar to Singapore, believe it or not. 23 corners to Singapore as well. The only difference, my friend, is that it's not as hot and humid. But you can get fog around here. It'd be great if we were to start the Bathurst 12-hour, wouldn't we? It would be early in the morning. And unfortunately, the Formula 1 cars don't have any lights on them, James. Not that I'm aware of.
No, definitely not, mate. But we are going to be starting a lap with Jay Smart here from the Clutches of Wales racing team. We will have a look at the standings during the 5-minute warm-up after the sprint race. It's probably the best time to be doing that rather than trying to rush it in at the beginning. But just watch how Jay takes it through. Biggles, it is insane. Take us through this mountain section.
Oh, you're going to be daring to it to me, my friend. I'm not used to it in a Formula 1 car, but here we go. He's going to be climbing his way up to Griffin's Bend there. It'd be Reed Park, Frog Harrow. He's probably already done that before I even go to that one. Climbing up through the skyline. Here he goes, the tricky sections, the tricky S's. And he's climbing back down the hill. That's what's called the S's, literally. This is going so fast, man. I'm so used to the GD3s. For sure. He's already gone around the dipper. Forest Elbow. No, he's not. Actually, he's a little bit earlier than that. I'm really off the pace on this one. Yeah, now you go to the S's. There it is. Yep. That's a series of left, right, left, rights, left, rights. Keep that those tires out of the fence. Look at the grip and the traction. A little bit of lock up in the left front, as you can see. Now down the hill. And already gone through Forest Elbow. And it's just flat, flat, flat. Conrod straight, of course. They're now approaching the chase section, which would be a series of just swinging it to the right a little bit. Full sensation of speed. A little bit of a kink to the left at turn 21. Climbing up the hill. A slow exit, very tight exit at 22. And then Murray's corner to deal with. The last corner, all you have to do is spot the apex. This should be easy for a Formula 1 car, no problemo. What will the time be on the board there?
Well, it's gone through on a 1:32.28. So Jay Smart putting in the pace on a 1:32. Elliot Borg was there as well. Another man that was quick in practice, to be fair, because he was sitting at the top of the timing tower. But now we've got Nathan Graham here, and well, he's just as quick, to be honest.
Yeah, you threw me in the deep end on that one, my friend.
Hey,
I didn't even see where the car was on the track map, and it's like I'm just so used to supercars already, mate. They're still sitting back into the cutting when these cars are already down into McPhill Park or the Skyline.
Sink or swim, baby. Sink or swim. And it's time that you go throw you a life. I'm not going to throw you a life raft here tonight, mate. You're going to swim your little Australian boots off as we're here at Bathurst. And I think this is one of the things that people don't understand. You know, it's so difficult. We're normally quite, you know, relaxed and chilled out when they're going through things like this. But they are whizzing round Bathurst, currently on a 1:31.66. There's just no time for anything, is there? You know, and you don't get time to concentrate and pick out where they are on the track. And I think that's the hardest thing. Matt Miller is just, Nathan Graham, sorry, he's just gone round the Forest Elbow at the bottom there. And I think from our point of view, this is just going to be crazy. You know, we've got 20 cars on track for what plans to be an absolute insane moment here on the JPB YouTube channel. So yeah, sit back and relax. I think that's it, really. Enjoy.
I hit it. Yeah, hit a thumbs up as well too, and make sure you subscribe if you are opening up your eyes right now, even if you're waking up, if you're half asleep and believing, is that Formula One cars in Bathurst in New South Wales, Australia? Yes, it is. And you are seeing live pictures. This is real. This is not artificial. The drivers are attempting it. And guess what? You also get to hear British people, and I've heard of American people. And Dan, I'd like to see you in the chat there as well too, as a Dutch driver. Try to pronounce Bathurst, because you know, if you're not Australian, mate, you can't say it properly. You can try, my friend. You might have sent us down here to the convict colony, but you still cannot pronounce Australian.
I'd like to point something out. I'm going to interrupt now, right? Now, the problem is you say Bathurst, the same as what my wife says necklace, right? Now, I'm from London. We grew up not pronouncing the whole word anyway. So this to us is called Bathurst, right? And a necklace is a necklace. It's not a necklace. And this isn't Bathurst. So, you know, it's Bathurst and it's a necklace. So there you go. That's it. That's how it's going to work.
You can try to defend yourself in mine, but you're in my neck of the woods at the moment, mate. So these are the rules down under, okay? You sign the form. You stamp the immigration when you enter the country, okay? So this is it. This is our backyard, all right? This is how we speak English, as Nathan may be improving on the time. You see that little purple sector. This is a very tricky circuit, because you can actually make a mistake, believe it or not, in one of the mini sectors and still be way on top of the timesheets. He is on top of the timesheets, but will he be improving that 1/10 gap to Mac Miller? That will be the key. Crossing the line now. It should be, maybe, I'd imagine, an improvement. It certainly is. And it's at 1:31.44. So shaving a little bit more time. That's 22 thousandths. I think that's 0.2 of a second there. Graham, at the moment, is owning the mountain here in New South Wales, Australia.
Well, I've been told apparently I'm wrong.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, I know. Dan Redcoat has said it's Bathurst. There's a double F in there somewhere. So, yeah, I mean, it's... yeah, I think everybody just pronounces it in different ways. I just don't pronounce...
How do you pronounce the capital of Australia?
Sydney. No, it's Melbourne.
No, the capital.
What is it?
Oh, my God. You don't even know?
It's Melbourne.
We're a Commonwealth. Absolutely not.
London.
I'll give you a hint. We basically copied like Washington, D.C. and just set up a whole city to be the... Oh, but hang on. We'll get back to you on that one, James, because Ryan's setting purples. Mac's setting purples. Mac's on a storm page. I don't know. Ryan may be crossing the line first. We'll see what Ryan O'Connor could do. The 95 machine. Looking to bring this one. Elliot Borg also improving in time. They're fighting time tooth and nail here at the moment. The mountain of Australia. No kangaroos on track at the moment. I think Ryan's got a pretty damn good time here. Has he made a mistake? Yeah, no. Where
I
is...
didn't get it.
Yeah. Oh, who else? Elliot Borg. We're getting tricked on this one.
Dan's put Sydney. I thought it was Sydney as well.
Oh, come on, guys.
Or was it Adelaide?
Oh, my God.
What is it? I'm just going to Google it. If you're not going to tell me. What is it?
Hey, officially right now, Elliot Borg got up at P3.
All right,
we are now declaring independence from the United Kingdom. Because you don't even have any idea. Of course.
Is it really Canberra?
My Lord.
See the damn red
James
coat
obviously
put Melbourne.
failed miserably in geography at school.
I thought Crocodile Dundee said it was Sydney. See?
It wasn't even Sydney anyway.
I can't
Even at
believe
no
it's Canberra.
point, Sydney was the capital of Australia. It was Melbourne for some time, and then they elected to build like a Washington D.C. Just put a city out in the middle of nowhere, and we'll call it. Well, it's actually not too far from Bathurst, actually, believe it or not. But
Bathurst.
Anyway.
What's that? Is that a new track that I don't know about?
All right, history lessons 101 right now here at Lightspeed Racing League.
Yeah.
So you learn something new every day.
Well, I thought it was Sydney, or it was going to be Adelaide, or Melbourne. I'd never even heard of Canberra. You know what I mean? I didn't even know it existed.
Right.
So there we go. Just
One little trivia before the end of qualifying at the moment. I've posted an Australian city name in there. I want to see how you can pronounce that one, James. 'Cause that's,
Mombodo.
These are what?
Mombodo.
That's not too bad. Not too bad at all. Yeah, you got
Mombodo.
Mombodo. Yeah.
Mombodo.
All right.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
I use phonics when I'm at school, mate. You know what I mean? I have to teach the children English.
And then I'm gonna show everybody this is how you pronounce this to Bathurst in Australian.
Bathurst.
Yes.
Bathurst. It's not Bathurst. Bath.
It's our neck of the woods. We pronounce it anyway we want.
Actually, technically, it's actually Mounth Panorama. If you're going to be really pedantic about it. You know what I mean?
That's too easy.
Yeah, but that's what it is. Did you know that?
Yeah, it's near the. Yeah.
We've got a fun fact now. It said, did you know that in the 1930s, the Australian military lost a war to emus?
That's true.
Did they actually lose a war to emus? Talking about stories, right? I got one about football or soccer, whatever you want to call it. There was a team called Newcastle. There's a team called Newcastle United, and they were managed by a young gentleman called Ozzy Ardiles at the moment. And he was trying to get them to play attacking football. So he lined them up on a full-size pitch. Didn't have anybody as their opponents, right? So they took the kick-off. They instantly passed back. They instantly passed back again. And then the defender passed back to the goalie. Well, the goalie was putting on his goalkeeping gloves and didn't save the ball. So they actually were losing 1-0 against nobody because they scored an own goal because the goalie was putting on his goalkeeping gloves. There we go. How can you lose against no one?
True.
Oh dear, that's a true story, by the way.
Very British. You got to bring your football into it, don't you?
Yeah, but it was.
But then again, now I'm going to probably really upset everybody from the United States, the American football, because it's different. It's different. It's a different game. But I still can't get through my head why they call it football in the United States when they don't really usually use their feet. But anyway, let's not go there, James. We're going to get in trouble.
Glorified game of handball, or as I have American friends in Texas, I used to wind him up and call it American rugby. He used to hate it. He's like, it's not rugby. I'm like, well, it practically is. I said, the only difference is you girls wear pads.
It's kind of true. Like rugby league in Australia, you don't really use your hands very much as that one. The only thing is Australian football league uses their feet a lot. Anyway, all right, real quick there, because we've got a little bit of time. Because we're in Australia, I'm going to throw out a little bit of Australian slang for you, for James, to see you can handle it, all right?
Okay.
All right, you're going to give me a quick 30 seconds, maybe a lap time around Bathurst, all right? So I want you to answer these things. I'll give you some simple ones first, all right? So you give me the response to an Australian slang. What's a bloke?
A man.
Brekkie?
Breakfast.
Barbie?
Barbecue.
Crikey?
Blimey. Like, something's happened.
Yep.
Crikey,
yep.
mate.
Okay. Shut your K-Cole?
Politely, shut your mouth.
Yep. Ankle biter?
Child.
Yep. Arvo.
The afternoon.
Bodolo.
Sorry?
A Bodolo.
A Bodolo?
A Bodolo. Let's go to the Bodolo.
Pub.
Let's pick up something from the Bodolo.
Shop or pub? Which one?
It's a liquor store.
Oh, shop, basically.
Yeah. Sunnies?
Sunglasses.
All right, okay.
You know
What's
why?
if I in a sentence I say, oh, that lap was he was like, you beauty.
Yeah, it was a good one. But do you know why I know most of them? Right? Is in London we used to say the same thing. I've got 3 little ankle biters. You know what I mean? We don't say Barbie,
Yeah, and
obviously,
plus two in London, mate, you wouldn't go to a pub without meeting an Australian bartender probably as well. Too,
exactly. So, and then when you go to the Outback in Covent Garden, do you know what I mean? Which is a pure Australian bar called the Outback. It literally, that's how I know from most of them. But a lot of them is what we would use in London for London slang as well.
Keep an eye on Jay Smart, mate. I think Jay Smart at the moment's using the all the Barbies you can here in the Outback. I can put on a really Outback Australian accent if you really want me to go on board. Right, Jay Smart there, the number 3 car, 44. He's got the Lewis Hamilton helmet on, navigating his way sharply up through there. Up through the dipper and down through the dipper, of course. He's got purples all over the place. Jay Smart's looking very, very clever, my friend. He's put his teacher's cap on. He's about to send all the students back to school. Oh, he's finished.
Yeah,
what happened there? It was on fire.
End of qualifying.
Jay.
Right.
Well, that means it goes to Nathan.
The grid is on the finishing. Nope, hold on. Word again. The grid is on the screen. For the sprint race, which will be 3 laps, we've got Nathan Graham on pole, Matt Miller second, Jay Smart third, Elliot Borg fourth, Steve Baker fifth, John Silver sixth, Dylan Gonaz is down in seventh, Ryan O'Connor eighth, Daniel B. Johnson ninth, Zachary Kokos 10th, Mason Sagar 11th, and Steve Rubens is currently in 12th place. Then beyond that, Troy Banks in 13th, Anthony Giuliano in 14th, Lindsay Green the 3rd in 15th, Sean Atkins 16th, Carl Herlick 17th, Michael Kostick 18th, Tyler Gatke 19th, and Adam Brady is down in 20th place. Well, 20 cars going to be rushing down for Bathurst here tonight. So be ready. It's going to be amazing. You forgot the best one. What's an esky? An Eskimo.
Yeah. And PS to let everybody know out there, we invented that in Australia. So there you go.
Oh, let's talk about.
You know what it is, James?
Let's talk. What's that? An esky?
Yeah.
Eskimo.
No.
What is it? Is it a cup? I don't know.
Mate, when you're in the middle of the Outback and you need to keep your beer cold, what would you put it in?
A cup that keeps stuff cold. I can't figure what it's called. Cooler. That was the one.
A cooler.
Yeah.
We invented that because of the very reason. Go ahead.
It's quite interesting because we've got Joseph in chat. And he's instantly gone, let's talk about pizza. Now, we had a conversation in the LSRL the other day. We'll just do the start and then we'll talk about it. Yeah. But here we go. 3 lights are on, 4 lights, 5 lights. Nathan Graham's on pole, and he does an absolute flyer. He gets off first, goes rushing down into Hell's Corner. Matt Miller in second, Jay Smart third, Steve Baker fourth, Elliot Borg fifth. It's just been overtaken by Dylan Gonaz. John Silver's up in the mix as well as we go up in the air on the JBB chopper, who's got the luxury of flying round Bathurst here this evening. But it is Nathan Graham, Matt Miller going side by side into the mountain section. We don't normally see this. This doesn't normally work in any car, let alone a W12. Are these boys going to make it work? They're not. Nathan Graham takes the lead. Everybody through cleanly so far.
Yeah, a bit of a midfield squabble there. There's a bit of a bog down, but I can't believe I see 2 cars through quarry, no problemo for a Formula 1 car. They had to back off during the cutting, of course, because it's tight and squeezy. But so far, so good. You'd have to say, only looked like one of the cars has dropped off a little bit, but a bit of a spread. Here we go, climbing down the mountain, and, well, these boys can drive. Welcome to Lightspeed Racing League.
Yeah, we've had Adam Brady. He's gone off. We will try and have a look back as well. Don't forget, we have only got a 3-lap sprint, so we are going to not have any DRS, as currently Jay Smart has just gone past Matt Miller down the Conrad Straight. And as we say, I think this is where we're going to see most of the overtakes.
Or maybe in the background. Keep an eye for Matt Miller as well. Here we go. This is the battle. Steve Baker.
Oh, Elliot Borg, Dylan Gona side by side there, Biggles as well.
Look at the traction, mate. I can't believe it. I'm so used to seeing GT3 cars. Here we go. Final corner, of course, into the Murrays. I think Murray would be proud to see all these Formula 1 cars make their way through the first lap of a sprint race and start lap 2. Bit of a lock up there from Dylan. Bit of a challenge behind Dylan. That's O'Connor. Elliot Borg is in the mix there, and Mason.
There's going to be a lot of action here. As you can see, Dylan Gomez from the Victoria's Secrets in the red and black has got John Silver behind him.
Gone too deep. Massively too deep, I was going to say. He's going to lift that one off through. Allow John S. Sylvia, that's a Colombian. He's like, hey, mate, I'm used to these conditions. We're pretty much in the Southern Hemisphere time. Dylan says, I'm from Canada, mate. I'm not used to these warm climates. So Dylan's still in the mix there, currently running a P7. P6, my apologies. Getting one position in this race. Elliot Borg's on his tailpipe from the Bull Shift Racing, not the Bull Racing.
Nice, like that. Well done. Good job. Got the beep in just in time there as well. But Jay Smart is literally got Steve Baker coming up right behind him as well. Elliot Borg, Ryan O'Connor is there as well, all as they're rushing down the Conrad Straight here at Bathurst, Mount Panorama in Australia. And I'm sure that's pleasing our young Australian commentator here.
Young. Elliot Borg making a run here on Dylan. And, mate, you don't even see it in iRacing. They're so fast that the cameraman can't even keep the camera steady. He's shaking it too for now, but shaking his way probably in a P13 would be Mr. Anthony for the Blue Ballers. But it's a teammate up. Well, his teammate behind him, of course. Ruben's up the road there. Mr. Baker may be making a run, mate, for P3 on Jay Smart. Nothing that Mr. Graham has to worry about. They should be done, sealed, delivered in the mountain for the sprint race, of course. Only 3 laps. But Mr. Baker now, can he make a P3 or is he going to be happy to settle behind Jay Smart?
Well, the interesting thing is I normally write down who's going to win, right? Because we're on the last lap of the race. But with that mountain section, I really just don't want to. Like, Nathan Graham was so unlucky. And as the season's gone on, he's had his moments here in this league, and I just don't want to curse Nathan Graham. Please make it through. Like, I beg you. I don't care if you drive really slowly. Make it through.
It's got a 1.8 second gap, mate. He's got no problems whatsoever. Yeah, I have to say. So maybe heating up for P5, because look at that. You got Dylan Borg, Elliot Borg and Dylan. So that's an opportunity. I have to say that's their last opportunity. I think everybody else is pretty okay, unless there's a mistake.
Borg's hit the wall.
Oh, there is a mistake. There's a front wing missing. Borg. That's Adam. I think that lost that one
Borg.
anyway. Last chance for the chase.
Borg's lost his wing.
Mr. O'Connor get it done? It looks like it. Is that DRS? I don't even know if there's DRS on this straightaway. Oh, it's not over yet. It's not over yet. He's got a little tangle. He's into the grass. He's into the beach. And we're so far away from the beaches of Australia. But that is done. Job done. The top 3. Jana. Well, there you go, Nathan, mate. You didn't curse him. He's got the win.
Yep, Nathan Graham has come across the line and taken that victory. I'm sorry we missed it, but he got there more quicker than I actually thought. I've got to be quicker on the cameras tonight because he literally got there quicker than I thought.
You're not used to Formula 1 car in Bathurst, mate. That's the reason why.
Oh, as we can see, some eventful racing going on here. All right, boys. All right. Let's go over to the scenic, but that was a very quick 3-lap sprint there, and I missed pretty much 90% of it, I think. Right.
I think so.
The results are on the screen, Biggles. Go for it.
Nathan gets it done. He didn't cast to curse him at the moment over Mac Miller. Jay Smart there for the clutches. And there you go to Steve Baker, Jonas Sylvia, Ryan O'Connor, Elliot Borg there, P7, Dylan Gonis in P8, and Mason Seeger, P9, and Daniel B. Johnson for the 23 car. Rounds up your P10. You can go through the rest there, James.
Carl Herlix, Anthony Giuliano in 11th, Carl Herlix in 12th, Sean Atkins 13th, Steve Rubens 14th, Michael Kostick 15th, Tyler Gatke 16th, Zachary Coco 17th, Lindsey Green 18th, Adam Brady 19th, and Troy Banks down in 20th. Now, we do have a brief little warm-up session there as well. Now, I want to talk about Joseph's Pizza, right? We had this discussion the other day in the LSRL Discord, and it went on for absolutely ages. The question was, which pizza is best? Chicago or New York, right? So the conversation went somewhere along the lines of the fact that New York pizza is thick. They've obviously fast-forwarded from the warm-up this evening, so much love for...
Whoa.
No.
Say New York pizza's thick? Oh.
Yeah, so basically New York pizza was like a thin slice of pizza. And Chicago is thin, and Chicago has actually got some depth to it, you know? Now, personally, I prefer a bit of depth with my pizza, but the Chicago one just looks like dough with a sprinkling of cheese, and I don't like sprinkles. You know what I mean? I'm not a sprinkle man.
James, have you been to New York and Chicago?
Not yet, but there maybe
Well,
this year. I might be in November in Chicago at some point this year. Chicago isn't a pizza; it's a pie. Just a damn record. But here we go. The lights are on for the feature race here. 27 laps of Parfitt. Don't blink, guys, because clearly I did through the sprint and I missed most of it. But here we go. Nathan Graham is leading away. Matt Miller, Jay Smart, Elliot Borg there as well. But it is...
Oh, speed in the first corner!
Oh,
was that?
No, it was Jay Smart.
Oh, no. That's an early spin too. Cold tyres, and that's mediums.
It definitely is, but... How's he going to get underway? But it is Graham out front. Currently, at the moment, for you Biggles there, leading the way.
Leading the way, of course, from Mac Mellor, of course. Yeah. Once again, from the race start, if you saw the midfield, side by side. And that's Ruben's Kolkos. Here we go. I don't, come on, guys. Don't do it there. Remember, you don't win on the first lap. You can also lose in the first lap. Yep. If I see side by side through the dipper, my friend, I'm retiring.
Well, let's take a quick look at what happened to Jay Smart from the chopper here off the start line. So it goes into turn one. Oh, locks up. And that is the end of Jay Smart. Currently.
How did everybody manage to avoid him? Amazing. That's why they call it Hell's Corner, my friend, because unfortunately he's on the highway to hell.
Yeah, it definitely is. Banks is out and Brady's out already. I'm guessing that they haven't loved the feature.
I think Elliot Borg might make a run here at the moment, mate. Yeah, through the chase. It was very, very close on there. He's got too deep, actually. Way too deep, Ellie. Mate, you will definitely be picking up some bull shift out there from the bulls and the cows here in the mountains.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Too early for this one.
Too early. Way too early. But lap 2 of 27, guys, and we've got Zachary Kokos. He's trying to make the move on the inside of Steve Rubens. He's pushing him out. He's got his elbows out. He's got that job done and dusted for Zachary Kokos and Steve Rubens. Is Rubens going to be looking at coming back down now as they lead down the straight into turn 2? Here we go. Is he going to send it up the inside? There's no room given. This is not going to end well. Oh, okay. They made it through.
If James is happy, we're happy. I'm not sure race control is going to be happy. I'm sure the other drivers aren't happy. Look at the wiggle. It's like the Wiggles in Australia, of course. That's one of the most popular bands, haven't we? You have children. You're probably aware of singing some of those Wiggles songs. That's not the Wiggles songs you're going to be singing right here in the mountain on lap 2.
Sorry, the Wiggles.
Yes, my friend.
Oh, my God, we did that. Did they sing a song called Shake the Wiggles Out?
Ooh, who's locked up? I think there's so many songs, my friend.
What's it called? Shake the Wiggles Out?
Oh, there's plenty. I don't know. I mean, you got kids. I thought you'd know that one.
I know, but that's what I mean. We did that Shake the Wiggles Out. We got Anthony Giuliano, Zachary Coco, Steve Rubens in a little mixture here with Carl Herlix, Daniel Johnson, all running down the Conrod we go. We got Daniel B. Johnson on the right. Oh, Carl Herlix on the... Oh, they make it through the chase, but only just. But Ryan O'Connor and Mason Sagar, both from Chi-Line Racing there, Biggles, battling away.
Got to be battling away because you're on 3 of 27 and you're making your way through the Hell's Corner, of course. Some of the drivers have survived that one. Some of the drivers have not, but so far, so good. Teammates at play, but Mr. Elliot Borg's looking on the back of O'Connor. O'Connor looking on the back there of Mason Sagar. So is an opportunity here. Teammates at play. Is it game on? It's game on. It's race on. If he doesn't make a mistake, he has made a mistake. And Elliot Borg will be punching his way above his weight and sneaks on between the teammates.
Elliot Borg basically took advantage of an opportunity then, didn't he? The opportunity was there. Steve Rubens still chasing down Michael Kostick here as they become very close to the wall. Let's just take you on a run up through this mountain section. You can see how quick they get through here. We can't even mention that we've just gone past McPhillamy Park, coming into the skyline now before we go racing down into the dipper. Here we go. It's 7th gear, down through the gears, 4th, 3rd. Oh, let the car go light, bring it back in again, and off we go once more. 6th, dropping down again into 3rd gear, 2nd gear round Forest, and we're away. That's it. That was as quick as that.
No, it's unbelievable. Big red car. Well, it's not a big red car, of course. That's the Scuderia car, but yeah, that's the song that they reference for the Wiggles. Oh, big slowdown from Anthony.
No,
He has a slowdown.
He's hit the wall.
Oh,
look at his steering wheel.
Front wing. Is it attached? I can't really see it.
If you look at his steering wheel,
yeah,
it's crooked. He's going to have to go in. He's going to have to.
Yeah, box.
Yep. J Smart DRS wide open, trying to make his way through the order once more. That is Green battling away, and it is J Smart through on Lindsay Green. But Steve Baker is under pressure here from John Silver.
Yeah, John's going to have to follow him up to the mountain at the moment. I would not imagine you're going to make any overtaking around here. Otherwise, you might end up in the Kangaroo Pound later on with those Roos will be jumping across the track there. You see him before. Look at that gap at the moment. Graham's built 2.2 and to Miller. And then this battle for P3. So there's a bit of a gap there. Plenty of other battles you can see on your timing screens to the left. But those medium runners looks like they're so much more powerful around here than the softs, mate.
Yeah, they're front 5 are leading. Don't forget, they have got to go into a pit stop and they have got to change tyres. So that's going to be even more interesting. Tyler Gatke, Sean Atkins. There's Tyler there. Making his way through. At the moment for him.
I love Forest Elbow, isn't it, mate? I'm sorry to the dipper, but you see smoke. That's not an Australian barbecue, boys and girls and ladies and gentlemen out there. That is literally the lockups that people have to, as a Formula 1 car should not be making its way up through there, but somehow does. What do I reckon about Baker making a run on Silver now? Oh, not here, but maybe Hell's Corner. Down the main straightaway to start lap 5 for them. That's too far back. I would probably think about making your way down the mountain straight, but he's gone too wide for sure, big time. He'll be more under pressure right now from Elliot Borg in the background. DRS is activated, and the quarry is coming up, and that'll be your turn 2. Where's he going to go? To the right, the outside, it's possible.
Oh.
Nope, blocked up. He's going to set the inside. Here we go. Last late breakers. Does Elliot Borg get it done? He certainly does.
Yeah, he did. He got his elbows out there and bullied his way through, did Elliot Borg. Now makes a mistake.
Yeah, because I've heard, and that's what they say all the time in V8 supercars. That's why it's called Hell's Corner. And this is another thing for everybody out there. It's not just because it's not a difficult corner. No, it's a regular corner. If you make a mistake in it, you get murdered into turn 1 and turn 2 of Quarry. That's the reason why it's called the Hell's Corner. You have to have the perfect exits, and if you don't, just watch 10 seconds ago.
Definitely on that one. Ryan O'Connor was very tentative through there, where Elliot Borg just kind of threw it in. He's opened up around about 8 tenths on him. Steve Baker is behind him as well. They're all going to pick up DRS, as is Steve Rubens, with Tyler Gatke behind him and Michael Kostick in front. So that's going to be an interesting one. But O'Connor there is going to be absolutely flying, I think. DRS wide open.
Yeah, that's a battle for P4, P5, and P6, all within that DRS range. In fact, now, Dylan's caught that party, so he'll get the DRS. I'm not 100% sure where the DRS activations are here in Bathurst, because I'm not used to it, but I think you get the DRS activation in Mountain Straight, so out of Hell's Corner. And once again, Hell's Corner, you got to get it perfect. You got to get the speed of all exit speeds, so you can defend against the attack up the mountain.
Yeah, I think, to be honest, the pickup times for them are not very far apart. John Silver's now trying to make a move. He's got Elliot Borg. Borg has just gone round him. Silver there lifted from Scuderia Andromeda, and Elliot Borg from Bull Shift Racing out in front in second and third respectively. You've got Matt Miller. He is up the road from Burnt Rubber Racing for about 4 seconds from the pack behind, but unfortunately
where's Ryan going to go, but?
Mate, he can't go anywhere. He can't.
No, he's got to think about the elbow, mate. You say elbows out. Well, that's exactly need to get your elbows out, of course. Forest elbow.
I think they've just got to be aware, though, haven't they, that they've got to make it through, Biggles. They've got to make it through this little section.
They have been, granted to them. So keep an eye on Ryan O'Connor. You got him right here, right now, the 95 machine for the cheer line racing. Here we go. Sensation of speed, maximum 8th gear. This is going to be taking candy for a baby because you've got the DRS activation and now make it stop into the chase. And that should, I'd have to say, be job done. But remember, Ryan on the soft tires won't be as durable a little bit later on before they take their mandatory pit stops.
Yeah, we've still got 20 laps to go here this evening, and it's going to be incredible. Steve Rubens
and Mr. Miller's putting some pressure on the race leader as well, too, James. Big time. So what if Graham's made a mistake? Because he had a 2-something second gap before. So all of a sudden, Mac Miller's coming to play big time here for the Burnout Rubber Racing team.
Nothing's showing up. Nothing is showing up that he's done anything wrong. So Nathan Graham, unless he just taps something, of course, Biggles, that could be a possibility. But
that's true. I mean, yeah, because he had a 2-something second gap. They've got a 4-second gap to Elliot Borg now, but he had the gap, and well, mate, those mountains, I'll tell you, those it's all concrete walls, mate. They're unforgiving.
Yeah, definitely. I just love the fact that they go racing in here. How it's on track, I do not know. Like, I can't keep it flat with a Radical or a GT3 car, but these guys are literally being sucked to this track. They're going around on 3 wheels in Forest Elbow. If you didn't notice there, Matt Miller's front left was actually not rotating. It was off the ground at there.
That's
it's
true.
Just
I
insane.
thought it was a lockup.
No.
You're right. That's actually because there's no grip.
Yeah, you watch Michael Kostick here as he comes through the first part. He wiggles his way through. And then as he goes round, it's going to come through the right. And then he's going to go left, and he's going to go right. Watch his front left at Forest. It kind of just lifts off. Just about there, and then he's got back on again.
You're right. Okay. That's something new every day. That's because we haven't seen Formula 1 cars travel around here before in the past. You caught it. Nothing gets past James. Sharp-eyed James. See the lockups are tooth and nail everywhere, mate. And you get a little bit of flat stops appearing, tooth and nail. But medium runners look like they're the tyres to be on. Although Connor's got past Borg. I think that wasn't to Hell's Corner, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it was. Now, can Elliot Borg come back? Because climbing his way up into Quarry. No, he's going to lift off and just be happy with that one. Probably once again aware that Ryan is on the quicker tyre. And we'll have to probably pit stop. Oh, Ryan, that's so tricky, isn't it? Big lift off from Elliot Void, either hitting the wall or hitting the car ahead.
I think Ryan has been out this week and he's been literally hammering it this week. Like, you know, he did 64 laps of Bathurst the other day, and he didn't send his car back to the pits once for repairs. Did 64 laps here, and he did not have to go back to the pits for repairs, i.e. he's probably had to go in for fuel, but he hasn't gone into the pits by pressing the return to the garage button. Basically, he's not at a wall.
Miller making a run on Graham. I think that Miller could get this one. Also, keep an eye on this battle butt because that's the same thing. Down into the chase. Looks like an easy overtake from both those gladiators, I have to say, because the arena of Bathurst is unforgiving. I think Mass and Sega had a little bit of a crash before, but maybe it was a tap against the wall. No, so currently running a P8 on the soft tyres. Pit stop in the background. That will be for O'Connor. James, mate, this is why we're so tough as Australian drivers, mate, because this is our background. This is where we learn to play.
What, here?
Yeah. This is where we learn to drive in Australia. This is if you want to get your license in Australia, they make you do Bathurst in sub 2 minutes. Otherwise, you can't get your driver's license. Oh, that was the replay there.
Yeah, of Sega.
I think from Mason. Yeah, I think he didn't clip the wall, so it might still be okay.
But the front two are looking spicy here on lap 9 of 27. We've seen the soft runners come into the pits. Let's see what they come out on. O'Connor's out on mediums. Giuliano's out on hards.
And Miller and Graham following so close is going to be interesting because Miller can dive into the pit lane here. It's a tricky pit lane entrance, of course, just before Morris Corner. So if Graham's going to be following the strategy, well, you have to think about that one. Ryan O'Connor making his way up into P11 now, I believe, on Atkins.
But what are we talking? Are they still looking at the same dirty air when they're following somebody? Do you really want to be following somebody into this, well, this plunge to which almost seems certain death for me. You know, I pray at the top of the mountain and I say thank you at the bottom, no matter what car I'm in, you know, and these guys are doing it in W12s here. This just seems unfathomable, I think would be the word I'd use.
This is why, it should always be one of those races you want to win. You want to win Silverstone. You want to win Spa, Monaco. Some people want to win. But, yeah, if you want to go outside the rest of the world for racing tracks, Bathurst is the one you want. And Miller on the outside, climbing his way up from the quarry. Does he get ahead? He certainly does. And now, if you're Mr. Nathan, you're going to have to follow him now. There's not many overtaking opportunities here unless the driver makes a mistake. I don't think Mr. Mac Miller is going to be making a mistake anytime soon. Here we go. But once again, now Mac Miller has to make the decision for the burnt Robert Racing team. Is he going to be looking at boxing soon? And now Nathan can say, well, I'll copy what you do. Maybe, if there's enough reaction time.
Yeah, that's the problem when they're racing this closely. You know, from Mac Miller back to Nathan Graham. You know, the margin for error is minor, and I think these guys have got to be looking very, very carefully at how close they can actually get. Miller's pulled out a gap, the DRS has kicked in, and you can see the time coming down absolutely rapidly there. And here comes Nathan Graham now. He's going to stay with him, but it's going to be a roundabout with this little battle here with Steve Rubens and Michael Kostick. Goes Rubens. Kostick is behind a tree, which is wonderful. But he must have made a mistake somewhere because that gap was a little bit lower and is now out to about a second. However, Zachary Kokos has got Steve Rubens right up behind him.
Yeah, slight mistakes. I'm not surprised here at the mountain. For somebody to make a mistake, there should be an easy peasy overtake done. I'm saying easy peasy. That's because the DRS activation is giving him 17 kilometers an hour down Conrod Straight to help him. So these drivers aren't just lifting off and allowing somebody to overtake. It's just sheerly because the DRS is giving them so much more benefit. But what goes around comes around, especially on 11 and 27. As long as you're keeping that DRS range. So far, the leaders are yet to box. Graham still tucked up on the gearbox there of Mac Miller, probably looking to make another run if he wants to make another run. The pitches are at the moment, as you can see there. Here it is. As they're climbing their way, I'm wondering who's going to be jumping first. And who's still amazed here at Lightspeed Racing for the Formula One Series. These guys have not managed to have a bit of a unromantic adventure with the walls.
Well, I will have a look at a replay. I just want to see how far this gap comes down here. Nathan Graham with DRS wide open. He's closing.
He's going to murder him down here, mate. Conrad Straight. Yeah, but he did get close enough. No.
Couldn't.
Because that key Forest elbow.
I'm wondering if anybody can answer this in chat, actually. If you have done this, ever been crazy enough to run this. I'm wondering, Biggles, if that DRS close mechanism, because it closes after the brake, right? You've got to be on the brake to get it to shut.
Correct.
But they've got this kink, haven't they? That doesn't require a brake. But does it require that DRS to shut? Because, yes, he shut the DRS on the one down.
You're right. I think there's a line there. You might absolutely be right, James, on it, because once again, I'm not familiar with the DRS activation zones of Bathurst. So, yeah, that's one for the chat out there. If you guys can answer that one, that'd be brilliant. Guys and girls, of course.
I'm wondering, though, if
Battle brewing, my friend, for P8, P9, and P10. They are so super close. We know the leaders are close, but James, but look at this. Hell's Corner, exit speed. Now, anybody could take this one, remember? They might be pretty far away, but you got all that DRS activations. You make their way up in the quarry. One little mistake right now, and you are in gain 2 positions.
Yeah, that's going to be Lionel Stone Racing. Oh,
yeah, there's one.
Kostick went in deep. Connor's picked up another place. The thing for Connor is he's pitted. These guys haven't.
Oh! No! You're right, and that's a big smash. That's the first big smash. Now, how many cars are behind? I think there's a few. Luckily, it's not through the dipper, because that's where you get a roadblock.
Oh, that was Zachary.
We'll go back to that one in a minute. Exactly. I think there's a couple of cars, definitely. Jay Smart and Atkins. And let's have a look what happened here. It was so quick, mate. You tap the wall, and yeah, there it is.
Who is that? I'm wondering if that's...
That was Zachary.
No, the person in front. I'm wondering if that was Rubens slow and Coco's tried to react to it and thought,
oh, that's true, aren't they? Because you're looking at blind corners, James. They're flying around there at 100 miles an hour. They didn't even see anything to the last minute.
Graham's got past Matt Miller. So I wonder what state Ryan O'Connor's car's in. Can it be driven?
Oh, you can't be riding on onboard cockpit cam, my friend. It's hard enough to keep an eye on this track. You don't show everybody how difficult it is, the drivers that are actually looking right now.
You know
and if
what?
they had the halo on, good luck trying to spot your braking points.
Do you know the thing is with that, right, is I'm wondering as well if that going through the mountain under a cockpit cam, because here we go, Dylan Gonez is just going through now. So this is what the driver sees.
Yep. I mean, minus the halo probably, but yeah, exactly. They have to because you know this is iRacing. You can't be using any T-cam stuff. Look at that, mate. You got a split second to react. He's in fifth gear. Dropped it down
See
third
the tyre
that quickly.
See the tyre stop rotating.
Yep.
It's an interesting
and
one.
on top of it, if you're by yourself, that's one thing. But if you're behind another car, you're in a whole different ballgame.
Yeah. Watch the front left here of Ryan O'Connor as we go down the cutting. You'll see it now.
Well, I don't think he's spotting his tyre, but he's trying to spot his braking points. But I think you're right if you look at his left-hand tyre.
Yeah.
Oh, how they do this, James? I'm
I
amazed.
don't know. There's the rotation stop.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, a little stop in the rotation. Yeah.
And it goes off again. The interesting thing, I think, for these is, Ryan O'Connor's car, you know, looked like he escaped that incident. I'm not going to lie. He looked like he got away with that. Unfortunately, he is under attack from Steve Rubens. I swear that DRS has got to manually close on that turn.
I think you're right. Yeah. It did look like that again because Rubens backed off as the DRS closed into the exit out of chase. So, but then, you know, pit road right now for Mr. O'Connor.
It's got to be guttering for him because he was doing so well and he's pitted once already. That's his second stop.
Oh, yeah. And believe it or not, James, if you look at that track map, they're actually pretty bunched up. I mean, you can see the different packs, but that's because of the different pit stops. So you got drivers that haven't boxed, drivers that have. I think we need to add another. What do you guys out there think in the chat? Let's add 12 hours to this. Let's add 11 hours right now. How's that fair for the light speed racing? Bathurst. Let's throw a bit of nighttime in here and.
Can you imagine Bathurst at night?
Spice things up.
Bathurst at night in a W12. That's got to be a fun race.
Let's add fog too.
That's got to be a fun race for you, Joseph, there as well. Don't worry about an ARCA series run. Bathurst night, W12, no lights. Oh, imagine that. Battle of the.
I'll tell you what, this has definitely been more exciting. I mean, Daytona's been fun, but this is. I mean, we already had one class here, but it's fun. It's fun. Yeah.
Oh,
credit to the drivers, mate, because those walls have been reaching out to try and take some prisoners here in the convict colony, but they're not reacting. We can't take prisoners here. Not these US drivers, not the Canadian drivers, plural, and all the Colombian drivers. That's what we have for nationalities here, mate. So it's all practically Northern Hemisphere, apart from our Colombian driver of Jonas Silvia.
Yeah, it is. Literally. It is all Northern Hemisphere. So Jay Smart coming back through the field. He has pitted. He's now on the softs. You can see he's gone from mediums to softs because he's got an S next to his name. So he's on the soft tyres here, trying to make his way back through after his, lap one, turn one incident, I guess would be the word there for that.
Hell's Corner, you mean?
Same
so you're making a run?
Can't make it run
there. Check the flap. They're dropped there. That's obviously into that's Mountain Straight, right? So yeah.
So they're heading.
But keep an eye later if we keep the pictures to this, because where that breaking point will be into the chase, as you mentioned, be another thing as we're going to the racing leader of Graham. He should be all fine. But yeah, this is it. Jay Smart. We'll keep an eye on this one, James, because they're going to be climbing down there as Elliot Borg's going to be boxing. I think Jay Smart's going to be doing anything here. I'm just curious to see how he gets a great exit out of the elbow. Got traffic up the road too, mate. That's definitely going to come into play, which actually will mean that Michael should be able to get a DRS activation from that car up the road.
There's a line there. Watch Sego. There is a line at the top.
Okay.
Here goes Smart. He's
It'll
still
close now.
He's got
it.
Yeah, just as they come around the corner. There.
Yeah. They both got it.
The battle of the brave. Who's going to leave that open? Do you know what I mean? Because
I think it closes automatically. I think they want to leave it open as long as you can, but
but it closes up the brakes, and you're not going to brake round there. That's what I don't understand. In this W12,
you remember in Formula
brakes.
1 a few years ago, they allowed them to use DRS all the way around the track, and then they got rid of that pretty quickly. It was too dangerous.
Yeah, that's what makes me wonder if that's why they're manually closing it on the corner, because they can't cope with
So
that.
as you hit your brakes, it will manually close, as you know.
Yeah, but you're not going to touch your brakes on the right hand around Conrad.
No, you'll just lift a little bit. All right.
But then the issues also comes as well, going back down into Suzuka, when you're running the DRS down into Suzuka for that very fast turn, right turn on turn 1, you have to manually close it there because it doesn't shut off because you don't brake. And if it catches you, good night, Vienna. It will close where you lift.
Sushi bar.
Oh, I thought it was only when you broke, Joseph.
Battle for P8 right now at the moment. You can see the pictures there. So, soft tyres versus the medium runners. Have they made a pit stop already or not there, James? You probably show us that one on the screen there so we can kind of get an idea of that one as everybody else is coming in and out of the pit road. 17 to 27. Oh, too deep. Keeps it out of the fence, but that'll cost a couple of places there for Michael.
Caustic.
Correct.
There we go. They're not going to lift round here, Joseph. They wouldn't lift round here. But no way. I'm going to pick somebody up now, Joseph. You got me quite inquisitive about whether or not they would lift. I can't see them lifting here.
No, that's the word you never mention to a racing driver. L-I-F-T.
Watch.
Let's have a look.
No. Full speed. That's manual.
Yeah, it was full.
It was full. Full flat. No way. I'm sorry to say, Joseph, my dear, but you are wrong. Sorry, Joseph. I love you, really. I've got to be nice. He's the league owners, Biggles. We have to be nice. Be nice.
I don't have to. I'll agree. I'll shut James down in a heartbeat if he's wrong, mate. Don't you worry about that. If he's my boss or not, I speak my mind, all right?
Yeah, I'm finding out not, though. But Nathan Graham and Matt Miller are still... they're covering each other off in the pit stops.
Oh, yeah, they are. That's what we figured was going to happen now. It's a battle of the pit stops now. You get your braking point. Oh, is it overtaking the pit lane? James, what's going on?
Miller's gone for... Is he going to... Oh,
Who's first in the box, but that's going to be the key.
It's going to be Graham, isn't it? Because Graham was on pole.
Yeah, and they're going to tuck in behind there. Lollipop Man becomes very hard to see, of course, if you have a car in front of it. We don't see it here for the pictures and the broadcast. But trust me,
this is a battle
Graham,
now. Oh,
yeah, see that?
He's up. He's down. He's down. Is he up?
He's mistimed it.
Gotta know.
Yeah.
Miller's jumped him in the pits.
That is how... I wish we could show that, right, James? I wish we could show how hard it is to spot your braking point when there's a car ghost in front of you and stuff where the Lollipop Man is, or woman. It's so hard, isn't it?
Let's see if we can get that.
We don't see it.
I want to see... Oh, that was the blue bowler. That was Giuliano. I want to see if we can get where Matt Miller jumped Nathan Graham in the pit lane. So bear with me just 2 seconds.
I think it was just spotting the boxes. He got it in the wrong angle.
No, watch it. He gets him
even the outside here.
Yeah, watch. He gets him on the two-way. So he got him here.
Oh, wow.
He did him there. That's how he managed to get him done, because Graham slowed down early.
I presume it's legal.
But the thing is, Graham slowed down before the cones.
O'Connor making a run, mate. On sorry, cut you off on 9 and 10th, just to catch that pictures there. Looks like O'Connor got that job done. But go ahead, yeah, James.
Yeah, so Graham basically slowed down early. Matt Miller went past him, and it was like Sebastian Vettel. If you've ever watched the Formula One, I'm sure it was at where was he? wasn't it? I can't think if it was Spa he was at.
Trust me, the red coat will tell you that one in a minute for sure. Yeah, but that's because they're also making sure they hit that breaking point in time, so they get a speeding in the pit lane violation, and maybe a little bit too cautious and not greedy enough on that one. But yeah, that's China. See, I told you.
No, it wasn't China.
No,
was it China?
It could have been. James, are you messing with this Lightspeed Racing League audience out here? I think you got a walking Wikipedia of knowledge out here, but look at the battle for P1.
That's yeah, Borg's jumped Graham as well. So was not China, was it?
James.
What?
Are you doubting the likes of that?
Oh no! All right, I might be doubting you, but it is China. So shush. It was China.
Yeah, see?
Hey.
James, always rely on the fantastic knowledge of the fantastic audience that are watching the race. They know what they're doing.
Yeah, but no, I thought it was, no, Spa would have been a little bit too tight,
apart from the fact that you think that the whole controversy of the Isaac Lock in Interlagos, but we won't go there, James.
Pulled over.
We're never going to go there again. But are we going to go to Elliot Borg putting pressure right now on Mac Miller for the lead of the race? Because that's going to be something you need to be looking at, and that's something we need to see whether or not it's going to be happen. And if he doesn't get it done, trust me, Nathan is lurking in the background to try to seize that opportunity as they make their way into Hell's Corner to start lap 20.
Got a damn red coat in YouTube going, flex. For now, mate, for now. Don't you worry about it. But we've got Borg and Graham and Miller all battling away for the front here for 1, 2, and 3. The guys behind are getting closer every DRS zone. So within a lap or even down Conrad, they're going to be climbing all over Matt Miller just like a baby monkey picking fleas off his mum. I'm going to tell you that much.
There it is.
There it is.
Somebody clip that. That's a new one. I haven't heard that one, James, in all the time we've been casting. That's a great one.
Thanks,
but I tell you what, it's going to be Mac Bell's going to be feeling the pressure because he doesn't have the DRS. He's all alone, leading the race. You go, yes, I'm leading the race, but you got the pressure of the two drivers behind you now coming up soon. He's going to have some ERS management, and he needs to be managing that perfectly to try to defend because he knows the big enemy, the enemy of Conrad Strait is coming up soon, and he knows the two cars behind him are going to have about 17 kilometers an hour extra power on the loud pedal right there, right now, and Elliot Miller's going to have to sit. What am I going to do? How do I defend against this? Can I burn the battery? 8th gear, flat. He's gone in the middle to be defensive.
Oh, Borg's gone. Borg has made it into the chase. Graham's closed right back up as well. That's 1, 2, and 3 battling away. We know this is going to, well, it's going to change at least another time here before the end of the 27 laps, I think, Biggles.
You're right. And I tell you what, I mean, this is the problem with the DRS now. I love the... after casting IndyCar, my friend, I disagree with the DRS a lot. The DRS is awesome, but it's too powerful. It's too powerful here. It's too powerful in Italy. It's too powerful in Baku. And you can see how easy it is to overtake with the DRS. Look at that. Bang. Done. Now, these drivers are fantastic, granted on that one. But I honestly think that we should have push to passes. We should have a limited amount of time you can use it. So you can use it to defend or offend. But it shouldn't be that easy for somebody to take candy from a baby.
Yeah, but is that where it makes it more exciting?
It's too. Well, these drivers are all great, and now all you can do, and then they should be doing, is now managing. Okay, the little bit of ERS, but also managing. Oh, all right. Well, we got laps. We got 6 or so laps to go. Let's just sit back a little bit, make sure we're in the DRS, and then we'll line up an attack, and we're going to be very easy to make a run. Oh, but Miller's gone. So Miller's actually broke the DRS. Maybe he's like Biggles. Shut up. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, he pulled out nearly 5 temps going through that mountain section alone, I'd like to point out. Graham needs to clear Borg. It's Borg that's, for polite words, holding him up here.
You mean that's what we've done already? Look at this.
Yeah.
The catch up.
Now watch Graham.
But they both caught him, so they've got the DRS again, James.
Yep. This is just going to keep going all the way through this race with these 3.
This is what I'm saying, push to passes, mate. You should have a cap on it, and then the push to pass will be basically a DRS. You only have 10 or 20 of them to use during the whole race. That's it. That's your call. You use them all up at once. But anyway, that's my opinion. I'm not the race director.
No, but I understand what you're saying. But I think they're never gonna do that. Do you know what I mean? They did the biggest rule change. Obviously, was the car design. Hence, we've got the the W13 and whatever else they've called the cars throughout the grid. But you're not going to see another massive rule change like that for at least another 5 to 10 years. I don't think personally. And I can't see them dealing with the DRS situation, as we see at Steve Rubens. Oh, no, he's not. Yes, he is. There he is, battling away with Ryan O'Connor. You're not going to see another massive rule change for the next 5 years, or at least 5 to 10 years.
Yeah. It's just, but then again, in the you know what, in the world of esports, which has become very, very popular, as we all are aware of, we can make changes. We don't have to copy the real world scenario. We have these tools at our disposal. We can make changes, but we'll see where they'll get. But you see the Rubens battle there for O'Connor, and I think Rubens may have just snuck on past there, Mr. O'Connor, on the soft tyres to make his way up into P8. And James, you have to say, Bathurst has produced, absolutely. Lightspeed Racing always produces. This is the Formula 1 Season 2, Round 4. And so as difficult as this track we thought would be for Formula 1 cars, these gladiators, my friend, have tackled this arena.
The interesting thing is Alexander there as well. Nathan Graham's obviously broadcasting himself or streaming this out. And he said it is Nathan Graham's Twitch, his ERS is stuck in attack mode. So it's drained. So he's got no ERS at all because of the constant attack mode situation it's in. Now, whether or not he's going to be able to manage that with 7 temps, because he is going to close up again, we know that. It's just what he's going to be able to do after once he loses out of the DRS.
Don't you go sharing that information out to everybody on the stream. They might be listening. This is actually why I say
if they're listening to us, rather, they're concentrated, they're crazy.
Yeah, but as an engineer before and some Formula 1 races in the past, like you're on board these broadcasts and watching drivers on Twitch feeds and YouTube feeds, and actually we're looking at their steering wheel and seeing how much ERS they have and then relaying it to your team. Every little inch that helps you, and when you're talking about 1 tenth, 2 tenths, at this level of competition, my friend, that can help you. If you know that car up the road there has got no ERS and you got half a bank full, then you have an advantage.
The only way Graham's going to do this is if he can keep that DRS. He's got to stay close enough. Yeah, he is, but he's only just. He was literally out at 900ths there last time around, so he was very, very close to not getting it at all there. So,
and now he'll climb up the mountain straight. He'll have it again. So he wants to be nice and tight going up in the quarry and then following all the way through the top of the mountain. And then it'll be crucial to get the good exit out of Forest Elbow so he can keep maintaining that one. And then I think Graham might be clever on much. He may be saving some battery here to mount an attack. He's got time on his side. Remember, there's a couple of laps to go. I don't think he's going to go for a run here. I think he's going to be backing off a little bit, James. I know I kind of get a sensation that he doesn't want to be ahead because he's not going to have the DRS if he does, which means he's going to have to deploy some ERS to defend.
He hasn't got it.
But for now, he's now his charge. I'm going to move to this like
stuck in
couple of braking zones.
He will constantly be on.
Might have figured it out by the time we just talked about it, James. The engineers are sitting there going, Control Alt Delete, reset. All right, you're back.
I don't know if he's going to be able to do that.
That's what they said in Formula 1, didn't they? They're like, multi-mode 21876, press this button up and down, Konami code. I don't know, whatever works.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be able to. He's not going to have nothing on that.
I can't see if he is. It says deploy 0, so I don't think he's using any.
I don't think we're really going to see on their steering wheel. I don't know if their steering wheel's as active.
Oh, yes, you're right, James. Yeah,
they
don't show that.
No.
They don't show that.
But he's got nothing. He can't battle him. If he gets out in front, that's great. But once he's there, what's he going to do? He's only going to let him pass
James, he has one
the
thing. DRS.
Well, yeah, exactly. He's got it now. He's got to make it in the last lap.
But use it on the last lap. You're right. I would say go mad into the chase because you only have to defend in Murray's corner and you've won the race on the last lap.
I think that's where he's got to send it. He can't do it before. If he's got no defensive errors, he's just got nothing. He can't go out in front and
risk
save
it for the biscuit right now. That's what you engineers would be telling you. Okay, if there is a problem with the car, and there is, well, sit back. Now, Mr. Mac Miller, if his team is actually listening or anybody's listening, they're going to be letting him know as well. Okay, this is the problem that the driver has behind. So Mac Miller can very much aware, all right, if I was Mac Miller, I would deploy every single bit of that battery that I have, my friend, out of Forest Elbow to get ready for that attack down Colorado Straight. That'll probably be what will be going through that 79 car's driver's mind as you go on board right now, Nathan.
These two are just in a different world, aren't they? Like two aliens. Look at that. No. Are you going to make that move or are you going to sit there? He's close enough. He can get him.
You'll sit.
Yeah, he will.
He'll sit. See? He lifted.
He's got to sit.
If you're saying it, he has no battery. He's got to be playing it safe here.
He's got to do that in the final lap. And that's where it's
now,
going to be.
James, they are showing the yellow, just to let everybody know, they are showing the yellow strap tires, which are the mediums, but our graphics are showing the softs. Can we confirm that they are on the mediums, I believe, right?
No, they are on softs. They started on mediums. Okay. Basically, iRacing's wonderful glitch where it doesn't change the tyre compound stripe after they pitted, which they still haven't.
Oh, by the way, James, did you say that real quick there? See the flashing light there for a second for Miller? That means Miller's also harvesting energy on his battery and also deploying it. So both of them at the moment have no battery being charged, and here's an attack right now.
He did that
I think
early.
Mr. Nathan's saying, all right, I'm not sitting around at the moment. Mac Miller now in P2, but then again, it could be reversed. You have penultimate lap.
I don't know if he's done that early, you know. He's got to hope he can.
He could break the 1 second barrier through the mountain here. That's going to be crucial. He's 8/10th. Almost 9/10th. But if Graham gets a great exit at Forest Elbow, that 8/10th is all the way down to 3/10. So it's all about Mr. Graham's driving down the mountain right now here in Bathurst. Welcome along to round 4 of Lightspeed Racing. Penultimate lap.
Yeah, one more lap to go. Miller's not going to get him on 7/10. Miller's too far back, and that's going to be the problem.
Yeah,
for
but
Miller.
Miller's going to shave this down to 3/10 by the time they get down Conrad Straight, mate, because of the DRS activation. Boom, bingo. Look at that, 5/10, 4/10, 3/10 it should be before you get to the corner. Won't be an overtake, but look how close he's going to get all that speed gained that Graham got over the mountain.
What do you do now? Do you allow him back through?
Well, yeah, that's the thing. I don't know whether or not he's going to willingly yield, but yes, I would. Because that Conrad Straight, mate, that is just too powerful for the DRS. You have to. Final lap, you've got to.
Or has he got to push like crazy up
But will he
the
want to? Will he want to overtake? That's the key.
Well, the only way we're going to find out whether or not he's going to is just by...
No, he's lifted. He's lifted. Mac Miller knew exactly. He did not. He could have overtaken there. You know that for a fact. He could have easily overtaken. He's now going to follow him here. I'd have to say, Nathan has to do a miracle here to defend. And if he does, both of these drivers are well-deserved for this race victory, of course. Burnt Rubber Racing Team versus Nathan. And now it's going to come down to, what do you guys out there in chat, guys and girls, think? Graham can't pull this 1 second. It's so hard over the mountain to do it in these Formula 1 cars.
But he also can't stay.
Yeah. Got to defend it like mad into the chase. But I don't know, mate. James, I tell you what, this is once again my little pet peeve about the DRS.
6/10. He got saved with
twirly
two.
whirly. Ooh, that could have cost Miller a little bit.
Yeah, Miller's lost
here we go. Now he has to get about 3/10 before they get the Forest Elbow. It might not be enough. You might be right. Graham might have held this one. He has. I think Nathan has done it because a little mistake, but here we go. A couple of corners to go. One more corner to go. Murray's corner. What do you reckon? Can Graham hold off?
He's parked it in the middle of the circuit. He's put it in the middle of the track. It's going to be Graham. The line's right at the beginning. It is. Oh.
Wow.
Wow.
I think that came down to Mac Miller's little exit out. I think it was Forest Elbow. Would have made that mistake. That was it. That cost him.
Definitely did.
Wow. So the gamble did not pay off for Mac Miller by staying behind to get the DRS. Nathan held off and got the race victory. His first victory as well, too, I think, James.
Yeah. It's just, I want to see if I can get Mac Miller's mistake there while the other cars come across the line. We're going to have to do this in a different way.
It was definite. I'd have to say it was definitely. No, we're in Hell's Corner.
Yeah,
I know that's Forest Elbow. That was it.
No,
I saw it twirly whirly.
No, we're in going down the first straight. We have to watch the bit of the lap while we wait for the other cars to finish, because here he lives.
Yeah, that because he wants the DRS.
Yep.
That makes perfect sense.
So now we're going to go off Wizard up the mountain, but it's on the drop out of Forest that's caused the problem.
Yes, it has. Yeah, because he got too early. But and they're both making mistakes here at the moment. Well, you can see Nathan made a little bit of mistake. Mac Miller, he's knowing, okay, he's done the switcheroo. He knows I'm going to get the DRS. Climbing up here through the mountain, it's very difficult to stay within like 3 tenths anyway. They're usually about 7 tenths right now, which they are. And that's fine, because Mac Miller knows as soon as he goes out of Forest Elbow, he's going to get this down, down, down. They don't make mistakes here.
All right, so it goes through there.
It's not here, James. It's got to be. No, it's definitely elbow, because you go a little bit further here. Coming up to the elbow.
So he tags the wall.
They both a little lock up. Well, that's a lock up.
Oh,
Right
Miller, look at that. Look at his left.
Miller's got a good exit, and then his rear's gone for sure here, right? He twirls it a little bit.
There it
is.
goes.
Yep.
That's it.
That was your race lost, just like that. In a split second, James.
Simple as that. That one little incident caused these guys here to have the problem, and it is your first place man, Nathan Graham. They're in front, Matt Miller in second, and Elliot Borg in third place. But let's bring you up the final standings. There we go, Biggles, on screen for you now.
Oh, you're making me go through it. Nathan, of course, there, and Mac Miller. Good racing between those two drivers. We'll talk to them a little bit. Elliot Borg hung in there with 5 seconds down the road there for 63 machine and get the P3. Jonas Sylvia there for the Colombian driver to split everybody up in the Northern Hemisphere and finish in P4. Dylan Gonez, the victorious secret is no secret no more. Dylan is P5. Jay Smart, P6. Mason Sager, P7. Kyle, I'm going to mess your name up, Kyle. Sorry about that one. P8 there, the 22 car. And then Michael Kostek, Sean Atkins, Tyler, Steve Rubens, Daniel B. Johnson, Lindsey Green, Zachary Kokaz, Ryan O'Connor, Anthony, the drivers that have not finished the race or elect to, Steve Baker, Adam, and Troy Banks. Just trying to see there's been Mason's positions, gains, losses there at the moment. You'd have to say a little one more. Troy Elliot Borg at the moment is probably one of your best gainers to finish on the podium for the 63 car, 4 positions gained.
Right, so there we go. Let's bring in Elliot Borg into the interview room with us. Elliot, good evening. How are you, sir?
I'm feeling pretty dang good after that.
You survived.
How was the mountain, Elliot?
There were quite a few times where I wished I was in a GT3 car again because it's pretty stable coming up. Coming down's a little different story, but this thing is a handful everywhere. But holy cow, was that awesome. That was so much fun. And
Elliot Borg, you're 1.8 I rating compared to the other two gladiators up the road that finished it. But you mentioned that it's a handle down the hill. We saw, James and I saw that front left tire doesn't really grip too much down there. Yeah, and you finished obviously in that P3 position, gaining some places. Overall, your race, did you expect a podium?
Not at all. I'm actually really wanting to see what happened between Steve and I, because I felt like I gave him a lot of room in turn 2, but he kind of said something afterwards. So if it was not an acceptable move, I apologize, Steve. But it was, the 2 DRS zones, it was a strategy all race.
Yeah, so, and then we're going to be talking to the race leaders about that one because that's the switcheroo that happened. You're battling, obviously, with Jonas Sylvia. Overall, I can't believe you did it. I'm pretty sure you can't believe it. Anybody you would like to shout out to that Elliot Borg on your P3 win?
Yeah, thanks to you guys for broadcasting. This is honestly like Thursdays and Mondays are my favorite non-race days because I get to go back and watch the races. And you guys do an absolute incredible job. I can't put enough positive adjectives in front of what you guys do. And you show up every race and do it for every series that you guys broadcast for. So thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Elliot, because my friend, we only deliver the results that are on the pitches. You were the gladiators to survive the mountain. Those rules take no prisoners. But yeah, absolutely great job. That's what you're going to be happy, mate. Yeah, to finish a race in Bathurst is one thing. To finish in P3 is another. GG's, mate. Congratulations.
Thanks, guys. Have a good evening.
Thank you. Right, so next in the booth, we have your second place man, Mac Miller. Over to you, Biggles.
Mac Miller, you'll have to explain this for the Burnt Rubber Racing team. Now, yeah, the switcheroo of the DRS we just mentioned before, so mighty and powerful, down the Conrod Straight and so forth. Explain what slipped through your fingers there for a possible race win.
Wheel spin out of Forest Elbow. It's that simple. I think I was close enough to at least get side by side with Nathan, but I just got a little too trigger happy on the throttle, spun her a little bit, and still had a shot, but that was about as close as it can get here.
That was your plan because it looked like you had so much straight line speed through Mountain Straight on that last lap. You could have possibly overtaken a quarry, which means you then would have had to be defending. But you elected to do that. Go ahead.
No, honestly, I was right where I wanted to be. Because if he's behind me, there's just nothing you can do on that straight. With the DRS, it's just you're gonna get blown by. So I wanted to be on the attack last lap. I thought he screwed up, honestly, making the move the previous lap. But like I said, just that small little mistake coming out of Forest Elbow, and it's enough to keep me behind.
We caught that one too, my friend. You want to look at that one, but because James actually slowed it down because we knew you got a little bit too early. Forest Elbow is. There's two corners here in Bathurst, mate, in my backyard in Australia. Hell corner, you want to nail that perfectly, and Forest Elbow, you want to nail it perfectly. Otherwise, you're under a massive attack. But I'm not quite sure if it was yourself or Nathan that had a ERS problem. Was it yourself?
I heard Nathan say something about it. I don't know if it was just a visual bug. I didn't notice I was really gaining on him on the straights, like he was out of battery, so it might have just been a visual bug, but I couldn't tell you for sure. We'll
find out very soon, my friend, because I'm pretty sure we're going to bring him in here. So absolutely fantastic, mate. Well, the mountain hasn't conquered you. You've conquered the mountain. The 79 car. You've done it. Absolutely fantastic race. Who would like to shout out?
Well, shout out to Nathan. That was a phenomenal race. Pushed literally 100% the entire way. I don't. You're saying I don't think I blinked. I've never been more razor focused. So that was excellent race. Really, really happy to have it.
It's absolutely fantastic to watch you, Mr. McMillan, for the Bird Out Racing team. Congratulations on your P2.
Thank you.
All right, here we go. Nathan Graham in the booth for you there, Biggles. Take it away.
Going.
Oh, Nathan, mate, got the race win. It was tight towards the end, wasn't it? Explain how that went.
Yeah, so, I mean, fun race, first of all. Thanks for putting it on. But it was close between three of us the entire race. You really couldn't take any focus off the whole time, so it was pretty exhausting, but it was fun. Just had a pretty bad pit entry, and I actually didn't really practice the pits, and that showed. I got passed in going into the pits, which was crazy, and then I came out in third. Luckily, got back into second, and then we pulled away from Elliott, and then I just wasn't going to fight with Mac until the last lap so that Elliott couldn't catch us up. And then I was kind of going between, do I pass him and try to pull from him, or do I just pass him the last straight of the last lap? And I decided to try to give one lap of pulling away from him, which I'm not sure was the right decision, but I got lucky at least.
Oh, that's two great things you had to bring about, because I completely forgot about the whole pit stop shenanigans that happened, right?
Oh, yeah.
That one. So you're just playing a caution game, I guess, going to the pit road, and then all of a sudden, whoops, somebody squeezes on by. And I didn't realize you came out P3 and not P2, and you had to.
Yeah. Yep.
Did you have ERS management problems as well? Somebody was reporting that.
Yeah. So the entire race, I was in attack mode. I couldn't switch it out of attack. So I would be at 0 ERS like for most of the lap.
Wow. You have to talk to your team about that one, mate. Something stuck button or something.
Yeah. I did it on my steering wheel. Usually I can change it when it's not fixed, but then I couldn't. And then I went into the actual like black boxes too and wasn't able to switch it.
So you'd have to say this has been a fantastic victory around the mountain, mate, because aside from those two major things, of course, the pit stop, being overtaken at the pit stop, and on top of it, having no battery to deploy whenever you wanted to deploy it. Congratulations, mate.
Hey, thanks.
Appreciate it. You conquered the mountain with issues and problems.
Yeah, that was super fun.
Well done. Number 5 is alive.
Is alive this race.
I'm surprised. Yeah. Congratulations, Nathan. Shout out to anybody?
Yeah, shout out to Alex. He kind of helped me, Alex Amidon helped me prepare for this, and he was watching the race and kind of helped me with stuff, so it was good.
We'll let you celebrate with your team, and fantastic job, mate. Brilliant. Yeah, I never thought I'd see a Formula One car make its way around.
Yeah, I didn't think I'd ever drive a Formula One car around this track, but it was really fun to do. So I'm glad we did it.
Take care. Have a good night and celebrate, mate. You won't be sleeping tonight. You're just gonna be like stoked. Good job.
Oh yeah, appreciate it. Thanks. Have a good one.
Right. Now, I want to bring something to our attention. Apparently, there was 17 cars did the jump at Bathurst, Biggles. Now, I've got a funny feeling.
Bathurst or Bathurst?
Bathurst, shush.
Okay.
Right, so here we go. Apparently, 17 cars did the jump.
Oh, this is the jump. Here we go, James. This is an extra special you're going to get here at Bathurst. Boom. 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 You got to count how many flips that way, but everybody clipped this too as well. Also send it into the iRacing Not 10 highlights if you want.
Are they all gone? Come back. There we go.
Yeah, clip that and send it in, obviously, to the iRacing Not 10 highlights.
The
You don't see that very
last
often, my friend.
person who went off track would have the view of it all, and it's got to be here, doesn't it, really?
Who would you, if you were in the Olympics, mate, who would you be giving the award to the biggest flip, the biggest jump?
That's just vertigo on his own right, isn't it? If you ain't dizzy, you are now.
Thank God for the halo.
Yeah, thank God for the halo. Otherwise, it could have been dangerous. But these guys have all just literally. I wonder if it would be better if I get that from the blimp of them all. That would just be so funny. Right, let's have a look.
And they formed their own racing line, didn't they, going down there? Well, what an event, James.
Absolutely amazing.
We didn't think it was possible, but we were proven wrong. I'd have to say, there was a few clips to the wall, but nothing massive, right? Like, no accidents down into the dipper.
No,
as we're going to see everybody doing some.
I'm just,
right.
I'm just amusing
it's like
myself.
Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton, they're just unseparated at that point. But,
I was just amusing myself with camera pictures there. I do apologise.
James is like a kid in a playground.
Leave me alone. I got excited. I saw cars flip and they were Formula One and I was all happy. But look, overall, I think they did really well. The fact that I can't think of anyone binned it in that dipper section. And it was all either turn one or Hell's Corner or, Murray's at the end. I don't think there was anything through the mountain. And if that is the case, and I'll have to go back and have a watch, I think they did an exceptional job, to be honest.
James.
Biggles.
Yeah, I'd have to say, Uber rating, 5 out of 5, guys. 5 out of 5.
Absolutely.
5 stars.
Absolutely. They did incredible. So there we go, guys. That wraps up tonight's broadcast from myself and the one and only Mighty Biggles here this evening. So, guys, as always, a little bit early there, mate. As always, thank you so much for joining us, the Dan Redcoat, Conway Critty, Alexander as well, Jeff Comey, much appreciated for that, Joseph Murata, Dan Peoples in the booth as well, in the chat as well, but thank you as always. So we're from myself and the Mighty Biggles. Take care, have a great week, and you never know, we might see you on a track sometime. Good night.